scrap anything useful out here?
Tons. As soon as something breaks or the raiders show face.
Excuse me. This place could use some greenery. Wonder if I could find someone to help. And now we wait. Here, BD. Got some seeds. Let's get them in the ground. This would be a good place for it.
When is it ever now?
Nice to see you.
Not a bad selection.
Won't find that anywhere else. Yeah, some good-for-nothing raider triggered the security on my storeroom door, and now it's locked down. Maybe your little droid can use this encrypted backup code to get it open? My goodness, you unlock it. Feel free to take whatever you can make use of.
Another stem. Here you go.
to Jedi.
Must feel good to get back in the cockpit after so long.
Fine. Just getting used to things.
Never been to Jeddah. We headed to the city?
Nah, last I heard, Seer was holed up in the desert with some weird hermits called anchorites. I just wish he'd pick a more lively cult.
We're getting a signal from Jeddah.
That's Seer. I sent word ahead that we'd be visiting. Let me put it up on the holo projector. Hey, Cal, check the holo projector. You got a call from Jeddah.
However, I would say that the first roughly 2/3 of the game are pretty slow. A lot of it is just kind of platforming from one place to another, fighting Imperials and other things along the way, before a minor plot advancement and then going back to the same things.
Cal Kestis, it is an honor.
Yeah, hi. You see her there?
We eagerly await your arrival. However, a dust storm is sweeping over our location. It is too dangerous for your ship to land.
How will I get to you?
Master Junda has arranged for an escort who will guide you to us.
Wait, she's sending someone else?
I will transmit the rendezvous coordinates to your pilot.
Okay, I got it.
Disembark with caution. Imperial patrols have been seen in the high desert.
Thanks for the warning.
Jedi Survivor tries to expand and
Well,
They give me the creeps. I wonder what kind of weirdo she's gonna send to meet you.
And the Empire's there too.
not the welcome I was hoping for.
Sorry, kid, with the dust storm brewing, this is as close as I can get. Rendezvous point shouldn't be too far.
Sit tight, you two. I'll find Seer's contact.
I'll keep Grease safe and sound.
Grease Striders don't need no babysitter.
Sounds like someone needs a nap.
Watch it, you.
Be careful out there. No pointless heroics, yeah?
Grease, have you been telling stories about me?
I got plenty of things to talk about besides you, kid.
Let's go find Seer's escort. The rendezvous point is up ahead.
basically point you in the right direction, and this leads to a lot of indirect progression systems around the cantina itself, with you being